What's going on, guys? It's Enola Hub here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be grading the New Orleans Saints draft class. But first, I have one thing to say. This video is more going to be about the draft value, the pick value, and all in the scheme fit, and not so much the player itself, except for Peyton. Only because I've given you guys other videos where I break down the player more than the pick. This is really, I'm grading. I'm going to be grading more and like specifically for the pick and its value. I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll see when we get into it. And second, we are less than 40 subscribers away from 1,000. I can't thank you all enough. Draft Day has changed my channel forever, and I'm beyond thankful. But with that being said, we are not satisfied. We are never satisfied. We will always work harder. If you've noticed, I've uploaded almost a week straight, multiple videos. So let's keep going. Help me out. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. And without further ado, let's grade the first round pick, pick 28, Peyton Turner. This was definitely an interesting pick. A lot of people were not happy about it. I have mixed feelings about it. There's aspects I like, there's aspects I don't. I think Peyton isn't a bad player. I think that's where Saints fans got it wrong. This is not a bad player at all. I mean, you look at the career sack numbers, you're like, oh, he can't get sacked. He played defensive tackle, I believe, for 2 years. Their job is not to get sacks. So his third year, junior year, I believe, he's transitioning to a new position, which is end. So that's why the numbers aren't great. But this year, he had 5 sacks in 5 games. He averaged a sack a game, and he looked tremendous on film. He looked really good. But there's a lot of question marks. You know, this is a second year end. You know, he, to me, was not a first round pick. I think there's some project aspects of him. And I think if you want a project end, why wouldn't you take Gregory Rousseau? I love Gregory Rousseau. I know there's a lot of flaws in his game, but there's a lot of traits that I like. And Peyton has a lot of those traits too. He's 6'5", 270. I think Gregory might be an inch taller, maybe a little bit heavier. Personally, I had Jayson Oweh and Gregory Rousseau graded higher in my rankings, and they got picked after, so that's why I was a little frustrated. But when you watch Peyton Turner's interview with the Saints, he says, well, I was on the phone with multiple GMs around pick 20 or 40s when I was expected to go. So 28 doesn't seem that bad. Personally, I think he would have slid to the second round. I would have rather traded up for him if you really love the player that much. And I believe there might have been a team that was about to take him, and that's the reason the Saints did. But don't quote me on that. And if I think it is, I think it's the Chiefs. Anyway, Peyton Turner has aspects to be this big end that we wanted in Davenport, and I'm hoping that it's not a Davenport all over again. But there are a lot of aspects to his game that are raw because, you know, he's a new end. But he has a ton of versatility. He has the size. He has a good amount of speed. This is a good player. It just, to me, was a little too early. Pick 28, this is a second rounder to me. I don't see him as a first. I think Azeez Ojulari was better, and I'm pretty sure he went in the second round. It doesn't make sense to me, but he's a good player. I'm going to give the grade a C+. So it's not so much the player itself, it's more of where he was picked. Next, we got pick 60 in round 2, Pete Werner. I think you guys are not going to like my analysis on this, but I love Pete Werner. I love this pick. I don't exactly love where he was picked. And I know all you LSU stands for, Jabril Cox was on the board, Jabril Cox was on the board. There's a reason that man slid to the 4th fucking round, alright? I think it was a medical reason, but there's a reason. Every other GM didn't want him. So as much as you wanted him, there were 31 other NFL GMs out there that did not want anything to do with Jabril Cox in round 2 or 3. So I'm going to trust the GMs to not take Jabril Cox than the LSU stands who are biased. I'm sorry, I know you guys want LSU players, but you gotta realize we can't draft them all, and it's not a perfect fit every time just because they went to your favorite college. I'm sorry. I have to get this off my chest. Because as soon as Pete was drafted, all the comments were, hey, should have been Jabril Cox, should have been Jabril Cox, oh my god, Jabril Cox. I don't know what you want. Like, tell the other 31 teams they made a mistake. Like, It's dumb. I think Pete Werner is going to fit perfect. He has really good coverage skills on film. He's already listed as our Mike linebacker on the depth chart. If you don't know what a Mike linebacker is, it's basically the middle linebacker. Will and Sam, I believe, are the outsides. I don't remember which side it is, but he's already listed. So he's already going to be our middle linebacker. That's guaranteed. We have our middle linebacker now. He's got great coverage skills. He has tons of potential. If you want to see more about his play style, go to the previous video. I'm more going to be talking about why I think it was a little high for him to go. Now, if you look at some of the rankings, Pete Werner was not even close to 60. And I didn't see another team that was interested in him to warrant picking him at pick 60, right? And it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me that at pick 60, when he think he was ranked in the top 100, and I don't know any scout that had him really going that far to take him there. And I think it was a bit of a reach, and I'm okay with that if you really are that confident of a player, but in that aspect, I think even just trading back a couple spots from pick 60, if you want to trade back to pick 65, pick 66, I think you could have gotten some more assets and kept Pete. That's a win-win. I don't think anyone would have taken him. For that reason, I'm going to give this pick a... I'm in between a B- and a B, but I really like Pete Werner, so I'm going to give it a B. Next up, we've got Paulson Adebo. We traded up. We didn't even trade up that much to pick... What was it? Pick 76 in the third round. This was an A pick. Honestly, very close to an A+. He's former... projected first overall pick. He fits the scheme perfectly. He fell dramatically. He should have been probably a second rounder, early third. I can't remember if pick 76 is early third, but anyway, this is a great pick. Honestly, the scheme fit is perfect. We didn't even trade that much. The player is perfect. It's just to Sean Payne and Jeff Ireland and Mickey Loomis, that was your money pick. That was a chef's kiss. A+. You know what? I'll go A because nothing's perfect. A. And after that, we have Ian Book at round 4, pick 28. And I don't know how I feel about this. Ian Book isn't bad. I like him more than Ellinger and some other QBs, but I think round 4 was a little high for him. I mean, look where Ellinger went. He went round 6. Jamie Newman went undrafted. Kellen Mond went in the third, excuse me. I'm trying to think of someone else. There was another quarterback that went undrafted, I believe, but I think round 4 is a little early because I only have him better than Sam Ellinger by a little bit, and I don't think anyone was planning on taking Ian Book in the 4th round. Especially with Davis Mills already taken at round 3. The Texans were the only that desperate of a QB needy team. I think it was early for him. I think he's a 5th or 6th rounder. I think we jumped the gun. But we got a pretty decent quarterback. Again, if you want more of the profile on Book, go check it out. I know we had to do it because, if the Jameis thing doesn't work out. I'm going to give this pick a C+. A C+. And then round 6, pick 22, we have Landon Young, the offensive lineman out of Kentucky. I mean, a pretty solid, reliable player. There's not a whole lot out there on linemen. I think we needed a lineman just in case Ramczyk leaves. He will provide good depth. Round 6, I think, was fine value for him. I'm going to give it a B-. And then round 7, pick 28, we selected Kawan Baker. Now, what's interesting about Kawan is he was actually planning on signing with us after the draft. There was a story that broke that Sean basically he was basically planning on not getting drafted, and he was like, okay, I'm going to sign with the Saints. But Sean calls him and is like, oh yeah, we're drafting. So, he was a hot commodity. I think Kawan Baker is a sneaky good player. I'm gonna give this pick a B, a flat B. I really like Kawan. If you want to hear my full analysis on him, go watch that video. That was my most viewed video ever, which was really shocking. I still can't believe that a 7th round pick is got me 7K views. But sneaky fast, man. This dude's and Deontay Harris are gonna work well together. I heard someone say he's not gonna make the team. He's definitely going to. And I think he's going to play a bigger role than you think he will, just because based on our wide receiver injury history, and just because I think he's going to work, and I think he's going to outperform and play really well. And I really like Quan Baker, so I'm going to give that pick a B, maybe even a B plus. Overall, I didn't do like the GPA counter in my head, but I'd give the Saints draft class a C plus or a B minus. It wasn't exceptional, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, that C plus or B minus. If I had to go, I'd go B minus. I think B minus is fair, but I can see C plus. You could sway me either side. But that is it for today, boys. That is my grading of the first round of the NFL draft for the Saints. Not first round, excuse me, NFL draft. I am sorry. If you enjoyed this, make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe, help me hit 1,000. And until next time, you know what to do.